Home sales plunging despite record plunging interest rates. Now, what gives on that? Dolly Lenz knows, and she is here. This is a Fox News alert. Mortgage rates tumbling to record lows. You'd think that would have people racing to get out there and buy a home. Not the case. The number of people signing contracts to buy a home in May drastically dropping to a new low. It all comes immediately after those federal home buyer tax credits expired, and my next guest is predicting months ago that this would happen. Dolly Lenz is one of America's top realtors, and Dolly, it's good to see you.
Hi, thank you for having me.
This was an extraordinary decline. Now, you saw it coming because the home buyer's tax credit expired, and that had pulled sales away from the future. So now we're living with the consequences.
Exactly. We have to pay the piper at some point, and that's what we're doing now.
So the whole exercise was a waste of money?
Well, I wouldn't say a total waste of money, because I think it did build up some confidence during the time that numbers were increasing. But now we'll have to pay the piper, and at some point we really have to live on no subsidies.
But it really looks like another serious leg down for housing. I'm not talking New York high-end stuff. I'm talking all across the country. Looks like another leg down. Is it?
Yes, because there's really no good news. What good news is there? Between the Gulf oil problem, between the euro against the dollar being strong, right? That all changing.
Does that count?
Yes,
really?
It does. Yeah,
when you're out there, you're thinking about buying something, and the euro-dollar exchange rate is troubling me.
Foreigners buy property in the U.S. without a question. I'd say half my clients are foreigners.
Is it that big a factor?
Yes. Oh, absolutely that big a factor. And they all take pause when all these things are going on at the same time.
Have you ever, I don't think anybody has ever seen mortgage rates at, it's 4.58%.
Since 1971. Right.
Never been there.
Yeah, most of us who are still alive, no.
And that's not enough to get people out there and buying?
Refis. They're doing 50% of all the business they did this month are refis. So it's getting people to refinance their mortgages, but no, it's not going to stir new home sales unless everybody feels confident. It's a confidence game at the end of the day.
Okay.
People have to feel happy and confident.
If they're not buying, and they're not,
right,
and you've still got this flood of homes coming onto the market because they've been foreclosed on,
right,
so you've got this supply flood coming in,
right,
that implies to me you've got another leg down in prices.
You're correct. Inventories start to swell. Banks will put their inventories on the market, which aren't there yet. That's that whole shadow inventory. And when that happens, definitely we could have a double dip in numbers.
Now, you're not an overall economist, but it strikes me that if you've got another dip down in housing, you could have another dip down for the overall economy.
No question. I mean, they expected housing to pull up the economy. That was the expectation. That hasn't happened, and unless something changes, it likely won't.
What would it take to get things to turn around? So more people buy and house prices start to go back up again?
Employment. I think people being confident in their employment, knowing what the tax rates will be next year, because everybody right now is saying, well, gee, I don't know how much money I'm going to have next year. What's the new tax rate? You know, you don't want uncertainty in the market. Unemployment is uncertainty. Tax rates are uncertainty. Lots of uncertainty.
All right, Dolly Lenz, we hear you. Thanks for joining us again. We appreciate it.
Thank you.